Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through steps of online Canadian citizenship application. But first of all, you will need to check the eligibility to apply. And I will put the link in the description below. And I would say that you read all of those questions and see if you meet the eligibility. After getting the message saying that you properly meet the requirements to apply for Canadian citizenship, then you can create an online account to apply. And here is the portal to apply to have an account. Okay, so in here on the screen you can see that is the steps of applying for citizenship. Regarding to the pay online application fee, please refer to my other video. Okay, you can see here the required documents. First, you will need the primary ID, that is a passport or travel document, and 2 pieces of secondary ID, and you will need to have the proof of English, the police certificate, and a digital photo. The required information that you will need, that is your personal info and the exit and entry dates, to make sure that you've been here for at least 1,095 days, and the addresses and workplace and education in the last 5 years. So let's get started. In a Google tab, you type IRCC and then click on immigration. Okay, and then after that you click on citizenship and then apply to citizenship, and then here you can see who can apply. You can spend time in reading those, or you may want to click on find out if you are eligible. Okay, so that is eligibility. You need to be PR, you need to stay here for at least 3 out of 5 years, and find tax, have the language, and then after that you can see if you can apply for the online. Click on how to apply, then you can click on the online account, and you can apply that as a family or a group. Okay, and please be noted that there can be only one adult per online account, and that adults can apply for minor, like for their children, in their individual account. If you want other adults to be in the group application, then you will send that adult an email to invite them to join. So basically that person need to have another email, another online account. Okay, so here you can click and then create an account, and then terms you need to select on I agree, and then continue to create an account. Okay, and then in here you can put your email address, and then you can create a password. You put your email, set up your password, and hit on create an account. And then from here the IRCC will send you a verification code. So you will need to log into the email and then get that code, and then you put back the code in the verification, and then hit on confirm. And here you go, you can see your account, and then create an application. This one for adult, create an application. Okay, if you are an adult, like parents, creating an account for yourself, and then after that you can use the same online account and then make another application for your children. So again, be aware that one adult can have one online account. So for example, if you apply and then you want your wife or your husband to be with you, then that person, that spouse, need to create another online account, and then after that you can invite him or her to join the group. Okay, So for now, we can create an online applications by putting your name, your date of birth, and then create an online account. I mean online application. So here you can see John Smith application. Okay, that application created by you. And then you can click on start, and then co-applicants apply with you, for example your wife or your husband. Okay, but you will need to invite them by email. Okay, and create an application. That one is for your another application, for example for your children. All right, but now let's start with John Smith applications. Click on start. And here you can see all the information that you need to provide for IRCC for the form. The first one is tell about yourself, the language, English, like you fill out all of those, and the UCI number, your name, and they ask like I suggest you read all of that and then answer all of the questions in your situation. It's very basic information. So you need to know like the color of the eyes, the date of birth, and then corrected the date or not. Do you need to correct your date of birth for citizenship applications? You cannot change the date after you submit your application. Okay, like for example my date of birth, Vietnam, my marital status, and then I click on next. Okay, and then the second part, it is a contact information. You have to put your home address in here, the mailing address the same, primary phone number, and put it as a cell, and then the phone number here. If no one help you with your applications and you click on no, I'm filling for myself, and no, the IRCC contact you only, and then next. And this part is your photo and identifications. You will need to provide the IRCC with a photo, so digital photo. Okay, and then the photographer's information as well. That photo need to be taken like within 6 months. All the address in here I made up. Okay, so it's not real one. The personal ID, the first ID, and the second ID. The first one, I would choose a biographical page, bio page of your passport. Okay, and then I add the file and then upload it. Okay, for the second ID, I can choose driver license or health card or whatever you have in your system. And then I add the file, and then I upload it, and then next. This part is residence and tax. In the past 5 years entire period, you will need to put it down all the addresses in the last 5 years. Okay, if you don't put down all the addresses and the time with the timeline, then this part will not be ready to submit, and then later on by the end of the form you will need to correct that before submitting. Okay, so for search the address, you can put manually or maybe it can come up automatically, and then you just choose. Okay, then save the address. It's good if in the last 5 years you stay in one place only. However, like if you have more than one, then you have to put it off. For the police certificate, if you live in Canada, outside the Canada for more than 183 days or more in a row, okay, and then you will have to click on the yes, so that you can provide the police certificate from that country. Income tax, then you will need to put the SIN number, and then tell us like when you file income tax in the last 5 years. I would say you check yes to all if you file the tax. Okay, so 5 years from and this year is 2024. It means that it can go back to 2019. Okay, and for the SIN number, you will need to authorize the IRCC to disclose your SIN number to the CRA, so that they can have like the information about your income tax, the history from the CRA. You have you say yes. Immigration and citizenship status. If you have, then you click on yes, and then you add the citizenship status. For example, if you are citizen of any other country, and then you put it down. And if it is valid still, then you click on not applicable. So it means that it's no expire. And then you save the status. If you have more than one, more than two, you can continue working on that. Okay, like just add more, because some people, they are permanent resident in other country as well. Okay, and then just remember that after that you save the status. They ask the question travel document and passport. If you hold travel document or passport, then you put down in here the date of issues and the expiry date, document number in the country, and place of issues. If you have a bio page, then you upload it in here. Okay, by add the file and then upload, and then save the document, and then next. In this part, you can see your work in school and activities in the last 5 years. Okay, and you can start with the most recent employment or education. Like even if you are not working, then you put it as like unemployed or house worker, something like that. But it needs to be 5 years immediately before the day that you submit the application. Okay, so let's assume for this scenario, as you can see on the screen. Okay, after that you can save the activities, and if you have more activity than that, and then you keep adding the activities. Okay, up till present, just continue working on that. And remember that even if you are stay at home, you still need to fill out like unemployed, stay at home. Like for example, in this case, unemployed from that time to that time. Like after graduating, and then I'm stay at home because I could not find a job, and then I put at home. Okay. Option enter it manually. If you cannot find the address, automatically comes up, so you can type. Okay, that is the street number, Norway Street, Windsor, in Ontario. And then after that, I save the activity. Alright, see, I unemployed, and from July, like for a year. And then after that, if I have more activities, I add more. So again, make sure that you enter of the 5 years, and don't leave the gap. If you leave the gap, and then the page cannot be ready for you to submit later on. Okay, so that's it for this part, and I'm going to review everything to make sure that 5 years immediately before, like on the date that I submit. Then next. Okay, prohibition. Are you now serving a terms of imprisonment? Say no. On probation, no. Like it's on your situations, okay? Because if you click on any yes, and then you will need to explain why, and then probably more paper work need to be done. And then in my case, everything is clear with the police. I have nothing with convictions, like no crime at all. So I just select on the no. Okay. Okay, convicted outside of Canada terrorism. And then I check this box to confirm that I read and understand the Citizenship Act. And then next. So this part is for the language proof. You will need to answer those questions and then select from that, scroll down, and then you can select the option that applies to you, like high school diploma or post-secondary school degree or diploma, or maybe the CELPIP or IELTS. All right. For the ESL and in link, it should be level 4 and above in speaking and listening. In Ontario, if you have that Ontario as a second language, like it means ESL, and then you select on the ESL. Okay, and add the file. Okay, and then you can click on the next. Okay, so this part is very tough one, the physical presence calculator. You will need to prove for the IRCC that you stay here physically at least 1095 days in the last 5 years. Okay, so you have to answer of those questions, like if you are members of a crown servant, and then just say no. And the physical presence, they will count from the date that you became a permanent resident. So each day you stay here in Canada, since you receive the PR status, and then it will count as 1 day. However, if you stay here like as a temporary resident, for example, visitor or temporary worker, and then you will get the credit for half day in Canada for each day you stay in Canada. What I mean is wording the physical presence calculator for citizenship applications. Okay, so for whoever apply for citizenship on paper package, in some very specific case, please see my other videos on how to calculate the physical presence in Canada. And also, I would appreciate if you subscribe, like, and share my channel to your friends or whoever needs that info. When you file the applications, some errors may come up, and you will need to fix that based on the message in the portal. RCC will ask you more information about your status before becoming a permanent resident, like if you are you have a valid protected person. If no, then no. If yes, then click on the yes. And spending time in sentence, or maybe traveling for vacations, like outside the country, like leave Canada for any reason. And then if yes, and then you click on the yes, and then you add an absence in here. In the questions of did you visit more than one country during this time, if you select yes, and then the reason as other will come up automatically, and you will need to explain in the box. And if you say no, then you will scroll down the arrows to choose the reason, like visit a family members or business trip. After that, you save so that they can count the days outside of country for you. If you have more absence, then you do the same, like add an absence, and then put the date that you left Canada and the date that you returned to Canada. And then the system will calculate the days outside the country for you. If you have no more options to add in, then you calculate the physical presence. And here you go. Congratulations. You have at least 1095 days of physical, and then you meet the physical presence. Here is a breakdown, like how many days that you were outside the country, and the total days that you have in Canada is. After that, you click on next. And then here is the consent for the MP to send you a congratulatory letter, and for National Register of Elections to send you the voting on the ballot. Just say yes, because it is good. And for the Quebec permanent list of elector, because you are not there, so just leave it. Choose paper certificate or e-certificate, and then next. And here is the optional documents. If you have more information to let the IRCC know about your case, then you add the file in here. Okay, you can add as much as you want to. For example, you can put your permanent resident card, a copy of that, or maybe the landing paper, or the health card, or any transcript, something like that. And then the good thing is you can send the file separately. No need to combine it in one file. In here you can view the file that you uploaded. Okay, so that is kind of end of that part already, but when you look into the left side of that screen, and then when you see with the check mark, it means that everything is ready for that page. However, on the part that is not ready, and then it will not show up as a check mark, and then you will have to look back and then fix the error, because if not, you cannot submit the application. Okay, for example, in this case, the contact information is missing the address, so that it doesn't have the check mark. So you will need to correct that before it goes through. So when I fix that issues, and then in the contact info, it comes up as a check mark with a check mark. Okay, but here you can see residence and tax, it has something wrong, so it doesn't show the check mark. And then I look back, you see that check if page is ready, and then you can see the red line here, select an answer. Did you find task for this year? And then when I select on the yes, and then it comes up with all the check mark. So everything is good now. The next part is pay fee. Please refer to my other video regarding to the fee payment. Citizenship, the cost is $630. Okay, for adults, and 100 for minor. Assuming that I create an online account for payment, and then I paid, and then I can have the receipt, and then getting that receipt and upload it in this online account by selecting on the add file. I'm going to give you a very quick overview of that fee payment. You select on the list and select on the citizenship, and then the quantity is $630, and then submit, and then I log in and pay. Okay, but please look back at my video in this channel as well. So for now, I add the file, and then I can view in here. Yeah, that is the receipt. Good. Almost done. We can review and sign. So when you look in here, if every part is ready, it said ready and with a check mark. Okay, and then continue, and then sign. Put your last name, your first name, and the city that you sign. Then sign and continue. And here you go. Your applications was signed successfully but not yet submitted. Okay, and then it said to submit your group applications, and then you can go back to your account and submit application. Okay, and in here you can see download a copy of John Smith applications. You click on that, and then you can download everything that you fill out. Okay, that is a copy of citizenship application. You can scroll down, and at this point you still have chance of editing. Now let's go back to the account. In this account, you can view John Smith applications, and if you want the wife to join, then send an email, and then you can submit application in here if you are ready to submit, and in here create an application, for example, for your child, for your minors. Okay, and then that is a way that you can create a group. For example, John Smith has a child like 10 years old, for example, and then he can put the name applicant, that is the name of the child, in here, and then continue with create the application. Okay, but for today it's only for John Smith, but not for his son or his wife. Okay, we can view again that not yet submitted, and then back to that account, and then you can view everything in here. Like for example, if you invite the wife to come here, and then put the email address and confirm their identity by select the question that is the confidential question, like password. Okay, and then you send the invitations, and then his wife in this case can receive that one, and then just click on that link so that they can merge the applications. Okay, so that's it for today. Good luck everyone with your applications, and hopefully you will become a Canadian citizen shortly. Okay, bye.